What's up, guys? Pyromaniac 720 here, and I have for you round one of Swiss from the Springfield Premier Challenge I went to this past weekend. Round one, I got matched up against Aaron Traylor, also known as Unreality. I faced him last time I played at Springfield in Top Cut, and he ended up beating me with his Bakery Fun Zone team. He informed me that he changed the team, so I was kind of excited to not be facing the Bakery Fun Zone. But of course, it was the same team, except that he added Wigglytuff over something that I can't remember. Anyway, his team was Kangaskhan, Smeargle, Talonflame, Lapras, Wigglytuff, and Salamence. He opted not to bring Wigglytuff or Salamence. My team is my rain team of Politoed, Ludicolo, Poliwrath, Dragonite, Scizor, and Mega Kangaskhan. So we'll see how I fare in round one. So right off the bat, I figure he's going to lead, his classic, Scarf Smeargle with Kangaskhan and Smeargle. So I end up leading my rain lead of Politoed and Ludicolo. Don't be confused. He had to upload the video because I forgot to save it, so that's why I'm on the far side. So I go for the Fake Out and the Scald on Kangaskhan, expecting him not to keep in Smeargle, because keeping in Smeargle would be pretty much a death sentence. And of course, his Smeargle is incredibly important to him because it's got Scarf, so he can Scarf Transform and Scarf Transform and Scarf Dark Void. So I go for the Fake Out. I almost went for the double target Scald onto Kangaskhan, but I did not want to risk him going for a Fake Out first. So I get a critical hit with the Scald. Brings him way down. He goes for the Sucker Punch in on my Politoed, but doesn't do much. Does just over half. Then I go for the Giga Drain also onto his Lapras, and then I'm able to pick up the KO with Scald onto his Kangaskhan. So right off the bat, I'm feeling pretty good about the match. I'm up 4-3. I took out his Mega right off the bat. The only issue is I know that Lapras is going to be an issue because it's so bulky, and it's got Assault Vest, and he ends up picking up the KO with Freeze Dry. Critical hit. I don't know how much the crit mattered. I can probably do some calculator and figure it out because I know his spread. So he sends in Talonflame. Talonflame, also a Pokemon that causes me a lot of issues. So he goes right in on the Brave Bird, for the Brave Bird on Ludicolo. I didn't switch Ludicolo because A, I know that he's banded, and I didn't want to switch anything into a banded Brave Bird, and B, I didn't want to switch and risk him, Flare Blitzing my Scizor, even though my Scizor does survive a adamant banded Flare Blitz in the rain. So he goes for the Hydro Pump, which of course is rain boosted, and Scizor has pretty awful special defense, so it does, a pretty good chunk, about 60%. I send in my Kangaskhan. This is where the match gets, I guess, not very good for him. This is where the issue is Talonflame is a huge issue for my team. I don't have a great way to counter Talonflame. I basically have Dragonite and Kangaskhan for Talonflame. So I go for the feint in on Talonflame because I figured he's just going to Flare Blitz, Brave Bird my Scizor and get rid of it. And I just want to get as much damage in as possible. And of course, I am concerned about his Talonflame because I know it's banded, so I get rid of it right away with Return and take it off the field easily. So now I know he has left his Lapras, and I know he has Smeargle, and I just have Kangaskhan left at this point. And I pray for this Hydro Pump to miss, and it doesn't miss. Otherwise, I would have the match won. So my only option to win is I have to Power Up Punch his Lapras and pick up the KO, because I know he's going to transform into me. And then I have to hope that I survive an incoming Sucker Punch, because I assume he's going to Sucker Punch in case I Sucker Punch him. And I know he's faster because he's Scarfed. So I end up going to +2 from the Power Up Punch. So Part A of my plans work so far. My only chance now is I have to survive his Sucker Punch the next turn, and then I have to KO with Return. So the rain stops, yada yada. So he comes in for the Sucker Punch. Shoo-doo-doo-doo. I survived the first hit with about 20 left, and then I died to the second hit. It was really close. It might have come down to just damage rolls because I had 72 left. took away 50, and then took away the last 22. So it was really close. So that was my round 1 match. Right off the bat, I go down 0-1 in the tournament, but I'm not too upset about it because I know that Unreality is a great player. So I know he's just going to give me great resistance anyway. So that's round 1. Stay tuned for the next rounds.